But you see, so if you talk about change, I've given you one quick example of change. The one quick example I've given you of change is the fact that Rivers State is rich enough power. We currently have 535 megawatts of power. The whole of Rivers State needs just 400. Power to people's homes, because there's a law that says that only federal government can distribute power. And the system in PHCN is so inefficient that it can convey nothing to anybody's house. So you now say, tell us. It means that our youth must go beyond coming here and say they're entrepreneurs to also reading. So that you don't come to the public and ask questions that you're not supposed to ask. Now, you want to say what today, my responsibility is not to tell you what all of you here know the problems. The first problem is that all public officers are corrupt, including Governor Amaechi, right? That's what all of you say, right? So, and you want to come to power, right? So you want to be part of the corruption, right? So what I told the gentleman who invited me here is correct. That it's a transition from one corruption to... I had said publicly and in so many places that I suspect that Nigerians are not angry with corruption. I suspect. That's what I'm using here today. Now, what Nigerians are angry with is how long you spend in the public office being corrupt. That if we move, Amaechi takes his own and moves. Another man comes, takes his own and moves. We'll be moving and moving. It's called shifting cultivation in agriculture, is it not? Very good guy. It's a very vicious circle. That's where we are. And we cannot continue like that as a country. If we continue like that, one day we'll wake up, there will be nothing to eat at all. We begin to eat our fellow human beings. That's what we're heading to. I am taught that in my long essay at the University of Port Harcourt, that there are different kinds of violence. You know that? You know that? Kai, people need to go to the University of Port Harcourt and study. You think violence is physical alone? There is economic violence, is it not? When a man denies you the right to feed, the right to employment and economic growth, what has he done? He has visited you with economic violence. There is social violence. Economic violence and social violence produce the young ladies you see that are abused by men in power and the rich, right? Because they become a vehicle by which their siblings are trained in the university. Their parents are now able to pay school or pay house rent. And in the part of Nigeria I come from, parents are very proud. When I was young, a man, my father, if I came home, you will know. Much more my sisters, if they dare come home after 4, will tell me where you're coming from. But now, because of the economic violence visited on us by our people, both young and old, parents now open doors for governors, National Assembly members, House of Assembly members when they come home to take their daughters. A mother or a father turn to the daughter or to the member. Honorable, welcome, sir. Welcome. Take your seat, take your seat, take your seat. Ada, Honorable is looking for you. And Ada is very well dressed. Ada is very well dressed. Mommy, I see you, see you. The father in shame may luckily go into the room just to respect himself. Because Ada has gone to do what? Ada has gone to work. And when Ada returns with money to pay school fees for the siblings, pay the rent for who? For both the mother and the father, and possibly bring the money for food. When the father wants to assert the manhood and the authority of a man, what happens? It has been bought. Who bought it? That the honorable is not such a bad honorable that we tell the parents, Ada has a room here. It says, let me see Ada. So you are talking nothing when you identify the problem. The social realities will continue to stare you on place until you and I are able to agree that there is a need to change the economic system. A system that breeds inequality, that does not produce, and only allows children from rich parents like you to be able to have economic opportunities. Now, take education. Let's take a look at education. Most of you today, those of you who don't come from very rich and wealthy background, are, by the mercy of God, schooling in Nigerian universities. Is it not? The ones with very wealthy and rich parents are overseas. Right? So why would they fund education? The only way you can fund education is if your children are in the same school as the children of the poor. Because you know that the quality, if you call your son one day and your son comes, "Morning, Daddy, how are you?" Your daddy says, "Hey." You first look at it, peer pressure. "Don't come to my house again. You're spoiling my children." Then the next day, "How are you, my son? Fine. Where is your mother?" "My mother, I go out." Then you know it's not just peer pressure. It's much more than peer pressure. And there is a need to deal with the foundation of education. That will be primary. So which kind of country do you have where primary education is left in the hands of local government? The people who said this were pointing at me. I hope you know that primary education is in the hands of local government. I hope you know that. And a primary education, if left in the hands of local government, they lack capacity, lack manpower. So, and once the basic foundation is wrong, what happens? What happens? The superstructure will do what? Will collapse. So I think that instead of saying how to educate or do what with emerging leaders, I think that the emerging leaders must first and foremost look at how to make changes. Not those kind of changes you're talking about. They are called cosmetic changes. Raw powder here. So that if you need to change me and the way I talk, what do? Cut off the head. Then you won't hear those speeches anymore. But if you say, "Governor Amaechi, you know, why?" I'll give you an example. I was discussing yesterday with my friend's daughter, Ghana. My friends, everybody's area we're going to, "Don't make this kind of speech you want to make." I said, "I promise you I won't make that speech. I'll be quiet." And then we went to the burial. And I tried to suppress all that I won't say. And then the gentleman, husband of the woman, got there and said, "She's dead. In fact, I go out and I come later, but she understands." Then that thing I promised not to. When they called the governor come and speak, I said, "You're a very bad man." The woman did not understand. She's my friend. You gradually, Facebook, Twitter, and Ghana nearly killed. So you can't change anybody until you remove the foundation of what the problem is. And the foundation for me, I don't know about you, is economics. The question to ask yourself before I leave: we have had generation of leaders from 1960. When did we have our independence? 1960, right? There were good leaders, Awolowo, Azikiwe. They went to pray to God. They saw visions. Nigeria continued to do what? We're not progressing. Even though in the 70s, things were better than what it is. But there was total retrogression after the 70s. We've had Obasanjo, we've had Babangida, we've had Yaradua, we have Jonathan. Things have continued. You know why? Are those not all people, human beings? Why are things like that? Yaradua wasn't a bad man. Jonathan wasn't a bad man. But Jonathan, Yaradua, Obasanjo, all are not bad. Work with a system that allow the kind of progress you're looking for. Even if today we put you young people to take over, you can only do what? I joined government at the age of 26. You. You. Nobody can change the system other than you. God bless you.
On behalf of the management and staff of First Bank of Nigeria PLC, I'm pleased to welcome you to this event where future leaders of Nigeria are being groomed on values of leadership. Take over from the likes of Governor Amaechi here and the other young people and all the other people I see sitting around the table who are doing us proud today in Nigeria. So please, whatever you learn today is not for you and it's not just for your family. It's for the nation, and that's why First Bank is doing this, because we are the national banking icon of Nigeria. At First Bank, one of our core focus areas is youth empowerment, youth economic empowerment, in which the bank has made several interventions to promote entrepreneurship and leadership among our youth. As the country's foremost and leading bank, First Bank is not just a financial services provider, we go way beyond that. Our bank is a veritable partner for both individual and national development. First Bank has continued to absorb and retrain products of Nigerian educational institutions. I mean, First Bank is the only bank in Nigeria that I know of that has a youth graduate recruitment program that runs every year, where we have hundreds of people join us straight from the schools, train them, and then hand them back to the industry. Other banks are benefiting from that today, thank God. All right? So First Bank has continued to absorb and retrain products of Nigerian institutions. We also have several programs we're supporting across the country, partnering with organizations such as Future Awards and other progress, forward-thinking organizations. Our vision is to generate and sustain manpower development to drive rapid growth of the national economy. First Bank, as you probably would know, about 117 years old this year, and at that age, we are still winning awards in innovation. That makes us very youthful. So don't think First Bank is your father's bank. First Bank is your bank. All right? Only this year we won the award as the most innovative bank in Africa. Can we hear something for First Bank, please? Also this year, we were named the best bank brand in Nigeria. Can we hear something again? Thank you so much. So I'm not going to just continue on and on about First Bank, because you just probably won't leave here till about midnight. So I'll just cut it short here to say, please enjoy your deliberations. Feel free to visit our stand right behind you. We have an array of products and services that I know will appeal to the young people here. And have fun today, learn and share.